GT Mini. I absolutely adore minis. These are just the most fun car. Today I wanted to take this one out and just rekindle my love for these minis, because it has been a few years since we featured one for the channel. That one though wasn't modified, it was a completely standard 2-owner low mileage car. This one, slightly modified. A friend of mine has just bought it and I said, mate, please let me take that out for the channel. I need to go and experience what those cars are like now. Drive a lot of old cars, especially classic cars, new cars. There's something about a classic Mini, mate. There's something about it. But if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's go and enjoy this Mini, shall we? So, 1990 Mini. Now this is actually a Racing Flame Checkmate. That's what it says on the V5. Maybe a special edition. Any Mini enthusiasts out there, please let me know in the comments below. Believed to be factory red, as you see on the paint, and a factory white roof. Now apart from that, the factory bits sort of end there with this car. It's got a few fantastic modifications on it that make it just a pleasure to drive. These cars are fun to drive from the factory, but this one, we have slightly wider arches as we come through a very quaint town on the Isle of Wight. This Mini fits in here incredibly well. It's not out of its element whatsoever. But yeah, modifications include 12-inch wheels. It has a 998cc engine with a cam in it, exhaust system, alley rad. It has all of the bits for you to really enjoy this thing. Honestly, the best thing about the original Mini was you didn't need a massive engine, you didn't need tons of power, because you could flat foot any gear at any speed, and the cornering ability of this car was what it was all about. 30 mile an hour in this car genuinely feels like that 300 mile an hour, if I'm quite honest. But that's the beauty of the classic Mini. It is just the most lovely driving experience. And do you know what? I thought today, as I have this lovely car, I wanted to take it down one of my favourite roads, Cowley's on the Isle of Wight, just outside Ventnor. If you ever come down here, go to this road. It is fantastic. Absolutely love this. I'm doing like 40 miles an hour and having the time of my life in this car. I must admit, the sound is so right in this thing. It sounds correct. You've got whine from the gearbox, you've got burble from the exhaust. I can hear and smell the engine in the best way ever. You don't get from new cars. Everything just takes you away from this exact experience that I'm getting today. Third gear, 40 mile an hour, we throw it into a corner. It is so happy. In fact, right, so this is a reality. I'm in this doing 40-45 mile an hour, having a great time. There is a 3 Series BMW in me, diesel, in front of me, and he's only doing 40, and you're so taken away from that speed in a fun small car with a little engine, chuckable. It's just new cars have taken you away from that, and I get the safety aspect, I understand it, but I've got the biggest smile on my face at like 40 mile an hour. So we just pulled up. Sorry about the road noise that's probably going to be in the background of this, but I really wanted to just pull up in this location and just experience this beautiful view with a beautiful classic Mini. I mean, how good does it look under the trees with a backdrop like that? I mean, I would quite happily sit right here, look at that view, and look back and look at that. It's just the nicest setting for what is just a fantastic car. So we'll have a quick look round. I love the classic lines of the Mini. So yeah, this one being a red original car with a white roof, I think it sets off the Mini so perfectly. Grille at the front with Owners Club, Mini Owners Club just there. Really cool little badge. I love the badges on these. Again, I'm a classic car nerd. And we've got the 12-inch wheels just here, looking stunning. Now, arches on this one, yes, but the owner does have wider arches that he's going to be putting on in the not-so-distant future. But, of course, I wanted to take it out before they all went on. Coming down, lovely little door handles on it. Listen to this. Yes, love it. Coming around the back, it just needs no introduction, does it? When you get time to actually be round one of these cars, just the little fittings, the little hinges on the boot there, the little lever just here. It's just such a lovely little thing. Little exhaust system coming out just there towards the centre. It is just, yeah, the most lovely little thing, this. We'll come inside and show you guys what's happening with the interior. So, full carpeted, door cards. Love the levers and stuff you get in these with the wind down windows. So cool. Steering wheel is going to be replaced very soon, but what's just been replaced is these seats. Big mini thing to put the style of bucket seat in the car, so that's really cool. They sit really nice. I actually fit in these, which is fantastic news. And yeah, interior wise, as we jump in, I'm 5'10", 11. I've got more than enough space in here. There's loads of space for you to sort of sit back and relax. And the classic Mini being so simple, you only have a couple of dials down here. One for your heaters, screen car, on and off, a choke, and various buttons with your dials in front of you on this one. It's just, again, such a simple layout, but there's something nostalgic about the inside of this car. I actually grew up with one of these in the family, and in the back seat is where I used to sit, and I remember it so fondly. Looking through to that view, driving along with my mum driving one of these, just takes me back. But we'll jump back out into the very noisy traffic, and I think we'll continue on down the road. But just stopping and admiring this car is what it's all about. Car, trees, road, view. Don't get much better than that in my books. Thing. Do you know what? I love this road and this car so much in its element. We're turning round because there's no traffic going the other way. Anywhere else. I'm convinced little Minis just give you the best sensation. Come down to this bottom corner, it is just, we'll go second gear, chuck her in. Just the best experience, mate. If you've never driven a classic Mini, I plead you to go and do it. It will open your eyes to what driving is really about. You don't need loads of power. You don't need crazy brake horsepower. You see the big set of balls and your foot flat to the floor. What a machine, mate. This thing is epic. It is just everything I love about driving. Flipping down into third, just unbelievable. This is where the OG B-road bashing really comes from. This is where it's at, mate. And do you know what? Yes, they are sought after. They're a lot of money, these cars. You can't really get a cheap, nasty one these days. I mean, you can, but you're going to be restoring it. I will point out, though, the owner is doing a lot of work to this car. He's making it really, really nice. But he cannot believe how cheap parts are. He was going on about, you know, arches being cheap, these seats picked up from a friend cheap. Everyone else, either their mates, their cousin, someone has either had one of these or has parts in their shed for one. Which, if you're after not necessarily buying a budget build, but if you're after putting not loads of money into a car, say you get a solid base one of these, parts are readily available and incredibly cheap, which is great. And I love finding cars like that. I sometimes don't think of these as being relatively cheap to do stuff to or modify, but if you're not, you know, completely painting the car and restoring it in a sense, putting arches on it, wheels, nice sticky tyres, seats, steering wheels, it's not loads of money, which is something I really like to delve into sometimes on this channel, is the budget side of stuff. And if you can get yourself a nice one like we have today, you're onto a winner, mate. Nothing will give you the same amount of fun and the smile on your face as a car like this. With that, guys, I'm going to leave today's video there. Thank you so much for watching. I absolutely love the Classic Mini. It is just a riot. I have had the best time in this car today. Just pottering around, throwing it down some B-road, thoroughly enjoying a car that is just up there, and it's just up there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.